there, etc. that we go into it. But we are getting, looks like we're getting straight into the game, Jason.
Yeah, going on over to Bind here. We're going to have
defense. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be so hard to call them that team name. So can we just call them Team ShaDowBurn between you and I? You guys at home agree with us? Obviously, it's way easier to say that, but we do have to start on the defensive side. Again, we talked, I guess Ferrari is going to be, actually no, that's Forsaken up there. So Ferrari peak, Bader, Hayden, Forsaken, ShaDowBurn. They're going to go for a very aggressive play over towards A. But little do they know, there's going to be a big stack against them already.
So they've kind of merged up because Ferrari peak was a team that played a bunch in the beta as well, but they are going to get straight away. No message, straight down in the mid. That was an aggressive push from the defensive side. So well, they're pre-agreed to just like all mince in one, but they have finally backed away. Nice catch there. Beta getting caught out and just rushing straight through. That leaves them down to 1. And it is the Viper who's a long way round back in spawn, going up to heaven. So a lot of work to do here in a 1v3. And he's down already.
Yeah, no need to even plant the spike there. I'm looking over the rosters, actually, the lineup of agents we've got here. And on the defending side for Team ShaDowBurn, I talked to him earlier on. He says they like to run a lot of duelists, which, again, it makes me a little bit sad in the sense that you need to have those like supporty kind of agents. You need your Brimstones, you need your Breaches, you need potentially Reyna, depending on how you want to play here, to help facilitate any sort of push in towards these sites. But they don't really have anything except, I guess, the Jet and the Omen. So they technically do have smokes, they technically do have some flash potential. But it's more about yourself. It's more about the individual play. And if we see their opponents here, you know, Vortex play around each other, I feel like they have the better lineup, especially with that Cypher when they get the defensive side.
Well, we are seeing an element of control here towards the A site. There are 2 probing away over at B. I can see at B long there's a bit of a battle going on over there between Omen and Raze, but it does seem like A is the choice there. Being so defensive, and this has almost come from a lot of the beta tournaments and a lot of almost the public play. Effectively, people just rushing straight through showers and stuff. I can see the man holding at bathrooms at the moment. So the attacking team holding the defensive line, but I'm going to go with Mamazelle, M6MZL, Emzel. I don't know where we're going with that one. I can't. I mean, my lead speaker's lacking, but it is going to be an A push.
Well, they got the one-way smoke with the Viper. They're going to be able to push around the corner. You've got at least the Phoenix over towards Lamp. You got the rest of the team rotating back through. The Phoenix is going to be shut down right off the bat, though. Hayden not going to have a chance to do much. But again, second round, you're not really expecting too many shots to hit or too many kills to come through. Even the Sheriff's being picked up. It's actually a really heavy investment considering they didn't get too many kills in the pistol round. This should be going the way of Clowns either way. So we have Clowns here, and we have Vortex in the title before we went into the games. I guess we're going Clowns now.
Just to confuse us. Maybe Vortex Gaming didn't fit.
Maybe, yeah.
That's what we go with. Well, Beta's already in for the defuse, but it's got a 3 to kill, 3 to find. It's going to back into Elbow and try and find anything inside an Elbow. Is in U-Haul. Find one. No, simple. Sheriff, and as you say, that was quite a heavy investment in there. I don't know where the Sova's going. Where has he disappeared to? He's a long way off. So he's saving. So maybe just saving a Sheriff. Can't tell what he's got. But either way, maybe he's actually... Did he collect... I wonder if he collected a weapon. I wonder if he collected a Spectre in there.
If he did, I wouldn't even use it this round anyways. Like, you should be going into the Phantoms or the Vandals because the Spectre's not really going to work unless you're trying to play that close quarter position.
That's something that I noticed throughout the T1. A lot of people are not using Vandals. The Phantoms are being heavily prioritized now.
Because you typically don't fight at the range for a Vandal to be better than a Phantom. The Phantom shoots quicker. So you can kill people technically quicker.
More accurate spread as well.
I know there's someone who actually made a post on Reddit about like comparing the Vandal to the Phantom at distances, and the Vandal does actually eke out at some points, but I'm a Vandal player. Like that's what I need to use when I want to play. It reminds me of the AK. It makes me feel comfortable. I do have to talk about, though, this push coming in from B short. Coming through window and trying to flank around the side. And I kind of like this. I respect the aggressive defense, especially when Clowns isn't playing sort of a default to watch for any aggression. You're going to force them to do it eventually.
But look at the B push. B players have completely wrapped around. They're going to be around the back of them, so they just need to hold it. ShaDowBurn will get the one down, the big important rifle round. As they are going to push, but they're going to get pressed from behind. Maxwell's not looking that way, and here comes the pressure. Forsaken round the back, will get taken down as a 1-for-1 trade, but ShaDowBurn looking through the trap, can't find one. Hayden does get another, sees the planter, gets him down, and it should be a simple defuse And that was very nicely done. Some massive information plays coming out from the B players.
Yeah, good aggression. I think they got themselves actually like 1 kill from it, funny enough. So it's not like they even really netted too many kills, but like you said, the information was going to be key there. But again, when you're pushing against a team like Obosrenkalis have, it's going to be very difficult because they have so many smokes. They have so much potential to throw you off with the cloud burst. Of course, obviously with the, oh man, I can't remember the name of Omen's smokes now. Help me out. I don't remember Omen Smoke
I was watching my dog just sleeping behind.
I was just say Omen Smokes then, because I can't remember.
Omen Smokes. Omen Smokes. The Paranoia? No, the Dark Cover, you mean?
Dark Cover, there we go. The Paranoia is, yeah, they're going to be the flash coming through. So they have like a lot of potential for retake as well with this. But again, it's more about individual play, a little bit of a...
That's me flashing normally,
through.
that one.
Yeah. So they're going for the challenge early on towards B shore, over towards middle. So they do have a Phoenix actually pushed out. I don't know if they expect him to be around this corner. You can see Cypher's not even looking towards that direction. Curveball comes through. That should be a clean kill, but Yakotashi, he gets the first.
Yeah, they'd rotated as well. They'd stacked 3 in defense at B, and they've lost the 2 at window. So that's a problem with the spike going down long. It does leave Sova all alone at the moment on site. And it means that Jet's going to be covering over on the A side at the moment, but
he's got an operator though. So if Sova falls without getting like 2 kills, I don't expect to see him go for it. He's probably just going to save it.
Oh, ShaDowBurn finds the 1. So yeah, like you say, keeps himself the 1. And by all accounts, this is the team that will invest and get ShaDowBurn on top. We'll get the 1 Ferrari peak, but we'll be taken down by Toffij, and it's going to be a simple plant. ShaDowBurn is going for the rotate, so let's see whether he can work this out. It is a 2v1. It's totally doable, and actually, if someone's pushing elbow, he might catch them out. And I think it's going to be up on up.
He's got Blade Storm up, though. He's going to be walled off, so they're going to hear him obviously come this position. I mean, we know he can be an explosive player. He could potentially pull this off. He has some Cloudburst lefts, even an updraft, and obviously the Tailwind. But this is such a big investment to go into this round. If you lose this, you lose an operator. They're going to have at least 1, as we already see, potentially a 2nd. And there's so many angles to cover. The time's running out. He's got to just go for the save.
And it's going to have to be a no-scope, if anything, but nicely stacked out there. So the Clowns, working wonders, will pick themselves up an important round straight back after losing that big rifle round that would have maybe upset the economy completely, but it will throw them back in there. And as you say, how much did they invest in that? It's going to be Phantoms, I would assume. They've still got enough to buy straight back in, and they have actually got Hayden with an op.
Yeah, but they're going to be, I want to say, like lacking on some abilities. You can see he drops his curveballs there, probably to buy some armor, I would guess. And they're going to have actually a decent play here. So they're going to be peeking towards long B. They're going to have the operator, like you mentioned. They're going to have an angle here against them. Even using the Owl Drone to kind of bait out a shot. They now know there's going to be an operator in that position, and that will be Hayden winning the trade. So operator now down. Dark cover comes in as well, so they can rotate players back towards the A site, which it seems like Clowns want to go for, except they're actually going to be backing away, and they have so many ultimates up.
Right here.
They've recovered the op, and they've actually got the Resurrect in there as well. So back on the feet, 5v5 with 1:10 on the clock. Looks like it may well be a rotate over towards the A site. Or are they going to once again probe at B? And you can see the op is actually going looking at B site, so may well come this way. Beta's got cover though with the can, the tuna can, I heard it being called the other day. The tuna can in the middle. I'm not too sure on that one, but either way, we'll take it. As they start to probe and look. And they've actually rotated the defensive side. Obosrenkalis, they've pulled 3 back over to A site, so they're expecting an A hit, but it's not. We can see the stack in at window.
It's got to be a run it back here out of the Phoenix. That's going to be the orbital strike coming through to force Vader to peek around the side. He will be dropped by Toffij. And while they still have the run it back, they still have the Phoenix alive. They even have the Raze actually pushed in towards CT spawn, gets the kill to ShaDowBurn again. The operator now down. Do they have double ops in that round, or they throw it back to him? Either way, they're going to be down some players, but Hayden's going to respawn.
Hayden's got the 1. But he's got so much more to go. This is going to be a heavy, heavy retake. Okay, Hayden's going to go run it back. Flashes his way in there with a curveball. Let's have a look, see what he can find. Looking for 1. Will find it. Gets the headshot. That's nicely done with Toffij. Got the second one trapped off. Will get the run it back through. But he's got the information gathered. And that's give Ferrari Peak a chance to find 1. Gets the headshot. Forsaken comes through. He gets another one down. What a beautiful retake this is turning out to be. Tulip, though, the last man that's keeping them at bay. Through the window, gets Forsaken down. Ferrari Peak tries to hold it, gets him with the wallbang, and has done the job. Fantastic work from Tulip just as they thought they'd got the round back.
I mean, I can understand the operator holding the angle, but if you miss that shot, you lose the round. I mean, the upside is for Obosrenkalis is that they lost the operator on the other side as well because of the explosion from the spike. But to see Hayden on the Phoenix run through and get 3 kills like that, I was not expecting him to actually be able to pull off any sort of retake, considering we had the Raze push down and take ShaDowBurn, you know, out of the fight right off the bat. But hey, credit to them, up 4-1. And one thing we haven't even mentioned, by the way, is that Viper did have some buffs. Her snake bite now, it applies a damage buff, or a damage debuff, damage buff. I mean, it depends on how you look at it, where they take increased damage. Let me just say that if they run through it. But you can see a little bit of a challenge. Bladestorm nets nothing. And we'll get 1 kill to Forsaken, but he'll fall as he got the kill with the Sheriff. And again, the last 2 players over towards the B site. This should be Clowns taking themselves another round.
Yeah. Their economy was hurt a fair amount, despite the fact they won that round. We saw the Bulldog in action there a moment ago. Knowing damn well they're going to be up against pistols, though, so well aware this is most certainly going to be an eco round for Ferrari Peak. Trying to get a shock bolt out there. Finds the headshot of Tulip, the man that cost them so much in the last round. An important dink. Vader's also up close to try and get one of those cheeky ninja diffusers. I'm not too sure it's going to quite work out, but Ferrari Peak's going to keep him busy. And if he can maybe just smoke it off in a moment, which is what he's going to do, maybe how to sneak in. He's running out of time. Needs to get at least half bit done. Does see the push. Can't get him taken down. And in the end, Ferrari Peak will be finished off. 5 rounds to 1. It's looking good for the Clowns so far, but this is the attacking round. I won't write them off yet.
Typically, when you see Bind being played, the attacking side will just do that full commit play. It's really hard to defend against like a squad of 5 pushing in towards a site. I mean, there's no Sage for the defenders, so even with the nerfs, you don't have the ability to slow them down. You don't have the slow orbs, you don't have the barrier orbs to buy you some time. So when they commit, they're going to take the site from you, and unless you hit some insane collateral shots with an operator or something. So it's really hard, I think, for oh my god, his name's so hard. Obosrenkalis to defend. If anything, they have to look to put up as many rounds as they can here. Maybe, you know, settle on 4 rounds of defensive side, but then win out when it comes to the attacking side. I like this, though. Look at the adaptation of the Clowns. So they're playing like a really kind of set play, like a default, right? They have a player towards Bass. They have a player towards B long. They're watching B short with the Cypher camera. They're watching A short with the Brimstone. They don't want to allow that aggressive play that Obosrenkalis has used against them before.
Oh, nicely done from Hayden, though. Gets his quick flash and hit. Gets the headshot down. As you say, you can tell they're a Counter-Strike team. They're going for the standard peak plays, just looking for any sort of advantage they can gain from peeking these little corners, just peek, and then they will choose. It's not going to set themselves up. It's not going to be a quick straight A rush or B rush. It doesn't really work so well in Valorant. At the moment, the spike does look like it's making its way over towards B site with Tulip going down on A. But look at this. It's a 3-stack from Obosrenkalis. They are ready. Beta holding the angle and gets the headshot.
I read this right. They're really dependent on the Viper, the Jet combo to hold on towards the A site. He even gets a 2nd kill. I mean, you can't really peek into that window. Again, you had a Brimstone, like you have a Breach. You have so much utility to get in towards these sites. And with the operator so strong as it is, you can't afford to just push in without anything to use. You're going to have to commit some of these. That's why you see in Counter-Strike, smokes, flashes, everything being used to help assist your team to get in towards one of these positions. But they'll win the round. 2nd round here now for the defending side of Obosrenkalis. The Clowns still up 5-2, still saving 2 of the weapons. I'm assuming their economy's going to be a little bit low. It'd be nice to see the scoreboard here when we have a second to see like, what kind of money they're sitting on. Of course, how close they are to ultimates. I know the Neurothreat was used out of Cypher about 2 rounds ago. The Resurrection was used in the same round. The Showstopper, I don't think it got a kill when they used it.
Well, I expect to see the Omen playing it far. He's obviously got his ulti available.
Oh, my boy. He's got the Vandal.
He's got
the Vandal.
Yeah, there's been a few with the Vandal, and I've seen a couple just hanging on to it. ShaDowBurn. Okay, this is going to be an aggressive peek. That's a triple peek on B long. So they realize there's not really anyone here, so they're going to be set up for an A play. But the question is it going to be too late? There's going to be the smoke coming out from Omen, dark cover down. But anyone that's played a lot of Valorant will realize that smoke doesn't always stop people pushing straight through. It's not a wall. It doesn't stop you pushing through. And there we go. They're going to slow orb the corner. In come the smokes, and it is an A-site push.
You can see it's going to be the Rolling Thunder coming through. It's not going to hit anyone. Actually, it does hit one player. I think that's the Viper. It does actually kind of force him back and buy them some more time to get in. You can see the Sage Wall going to come through. It's going to block Cypher off, and he's going to fall on the 1 versus 1. Forsaken's going to win that. Orbital Strike into Lamp as well. That should net them a kill. So you can't afford to go in there when there's an enemy Brimstone on the team, and they're just getting kills left and right. And Ferrari, well, he's basically the last alive. ShaDowBurn's going to be there, but maybe all they need is Ferrari.
Well, he's luckily saved their bacon a little bit by coming out of the showers, because they had the double push around short, and it both got completely caught out. That's going to give the information play they needed. Toffij will get taken down. ShaDowBurn comes out of view. Hall, nicely done from Ferrari Peak. That's going to be the defuse. An important round picked up there. 5 rounds to 3 now as Obosrenkalis I think maybe just shattered Clown's economy a touch there. There's a couple of them. They were using Bulldog a moment ago. They did just have 2 saving, though, in that last round, so they should be okay to pop out enough ARs in this round.
Big play by Sova. If Ferrari, if he doesn't flank like that, remember, they pushed B with 3 players early on. Him and Phoenix continue to push in behind the enemy team. With him flanking Baths, that gave him that full retake. Also, the recon bolt he threw down that caught out the Sage, it saved, I don't want to say it saved ShaDowBurn's life necessarily, but it gave ShaDowBurn the opportunity to get that kill with ease. So they're able to go for that full retake and pull off that defuse. They have 3 ultimates up now compared to the 0 on Clown's side. And it seems, again, going back to more of a standard default. Don't let them get aggressive, but ShaDowBurn's set in a perfect position. The Boombot looking to bait out a shot, and he hits it. Actually, it's Hayden on it.
It's yeah, they triple peaked it again. So they've done it before, and it seems to be working out. This time, it netted them a great result. They get the 2 down. There is one pushing through window already, though, so Hayden's going to be in place to get across. Sees him, takes his toe off. Doesn't matter, does all the damage he needs to in this game, and will get himself the quick flash through there as well. So now down to 2 for Clowns. Unfortunately, they're both caught out at the short Forsaken. As I say, took an economy. Toffij didn't have a weapon, so he collects himself the Vandal and will just try and keep himself alive, I think, in this one. As it is a 4v1, unless something mega happens in the next 50 seconds.
Yeah, he shouldn't be winning this. Let's be honest. I mean, I was actually surprised to see them throw the Sova over towards the A site, just to have the information play. If it potentially gets the spike down, a little bit of extra money in their pockets, he'd have to have one hell of a play. 1 versus 4. Out of ult points you could build up off of this position now, giving up. And Hayden, well, again, you can't really peek in operators. Like, that's where we saw the operator be so king in the T1 Ignition Series tournament. I mean, Mordell, he had like 30-something kills, and most of them were off the op over on TSM. And you have to play around that fact. And obviously we saw it was like, what, 5-1 for Clowns, if I'm not mistaken, in the beginning? And Obosrenkalis, once they got the operator picked up, they were starting to win rounds, and we need to see a response out of Clowns now. I
mean, I would say as the defensive side, certainly in this map, once you get a couple of rounds rolling, your economy gets secure, you're generally in a good spot, because, as you say, you get those ops in there. This is going to be an op versus op. That's going to be a flash straight through. Hayden looks. Now, who was that? Someone just went pushing it, and they're going to be pushing into an op there, and actually a 3v1 they're pushing it towards. Hayden needs to try and help out. There's going to be the peak. Ferrari peak will go down, and now pushing through. So I don't know how I feel about having what's the word I'm after? The breach on.
It hasn't done anything
on
yet.
The op. Yeah, but
well, him in general, yeah, and him on the operator. It's kind of the conundrum of in CS where you don't want your op player to be the one to have to throw utility, because you want him to be aiming and shooting, right?
Yeah.
But even past that fact, I haven't seen any flashpoints land necessarily. I haven't seen any fault lines land. I think people have kind of wised up to how a breach does play. So I think we need to see maybe a switch from that over to Reyna, because her Leer is insane. Hayden did get tagged up, and the B site's going to be open. So they go for the full execute. The Omen and teleporter room's going to be coming through. He gets walled off, but it seems like he still gets the kill nonetheless. The spike's now down, and Razor trying to fight this one out. Doesn't hit the showstopper, and Beta, he's just winning this round alone. 29
5
seconds
hit
go.
points, and he still gets another 3 down from Beta from teleport. That's just something that really shouldn't work. Yeah, just wallbang that. He's going to take him down, find him in there somewhere. He would just throw something at him, but they're going to try and get the spike plant down. ShaDowBurn will get picked off there. Tulip goes for aggressive. Tulip being the savior once again, as they will get another down. Hayden finds Tulip and leaves the man that I can never pronounce his name is Mamazel, I think, is what I'm going to go for. Run it back, spotted. And now at 2v1, they know exactly where he's going. Oh, I think he run out of bullets.
Bullet.
Reload, man.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's why he's going out with Classic. Hayden doesn't want to go in with the op, going to go in with the Classic. Try and find him! It doesn't find it! And well, there's a couple of moments in there, some savior moments. Beta doing some great work for Obosrenkalis, but in the end, Marmazel saving them.
Yeah, like the Phoenix, like he had no right to win that off the bat. I mean, the fault line hit him. He missed his shot with an operator, and he got lucky that Mamzel. What are we going, Mamzel? Mimzel?
I don't know.
We'll go with Mamzel?
It could be, I mean, it's 6, so it could be Mixel. Mixel.
But
I don't know.
He has one bullet and he misses the shot. Like, that, he shouldn't have had that. And it's a little bit unfortunate, but again, the hero play out of Vader was phenomenal. That's going to be, you're not surviving this. You're dead. Yep. Yeah, you jump across, you're going to get operated. And if you don't, you're going to get hit by the Hunter's Fury. So a lot of ultimates being committed, or that one ultimate being committed off the bat for that early control. Did you watch any of the Twitch Rivals event?
I was working.
Okay. So we had Yakotashi, YZB. You might recognize him from CS or YZNB.
I think so.
He played Jet over towards like short A, right? And he played with like a Phantom. And he would be such a nuisance because he would just use his dashes to get back and forth to get kills. It was really hard to ever spot him out. His Cloudburst to save himself. ShaDowBurn's operator, it hasn't been too successful, to be fair.
Forsaken. Cheeky. And he's going to dash through this teleport and try and get a plant. It's not going to work out there. There's two ready and waiting for him. Hayden's just going to draw the attention with a Classic. Looks that way, and Ferrari peak in the end. Simple Vandal shot. 6-5, maybe going all square at half-time. This is, as you say, a great comeback. It was 5-1 down. We have seen some fantastic comebacks. The game comes to mind was 100 Thieves versus were they
Immortals?
T1? No, it wasn't Immortals. They got stomped by Immortals. That was a weird game.
What? They went to overtime.
Yeah, but they should not have lost it.
Oh, okay.
That was a game I don't think they should have ever lost. But anyway, that aside, no, it was the one before that. They played. It wasn't T1.
I couldn't tell you.
It wasn't. See, it wasn't TSM. It wasn't T1. God damn it, memory.
I mean, you got a computer there.
I know, but I don't want to start looking it up. Anyway, we'll ignore it. Either way, comebacks are possible. Is the point that I was trying to make. And even when you're 10-2 down, I'm talking in teams, not in pug games. You know, probably not possible in your pug games. Yours was pretty dreadful before you came out.
Talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm picking you up. I can't. I got half an hour. I need to shower. I was like, what? What?
Little did I know half an hour was more.
I'm in a game.
It was too much time.
Anyway, let's talk about the game in hand. It is going to be another B hit. This time he's tucked himself in the corner, but Tulip is ready and waiting.
All right, where's the home and ult? There it is, going into elbow. So they're going to play for the full retake in. A lot of Sky Smokes being committed off the bat. I mean, the 2 through, so he has 1 to defend with, but he has the orbital strike. So again, if they delay this time as long as possible, he can run away, which you already see him doing, getting towards B long just to stay alive. Pop that down if they go for a defuse, if you do lose the site, and then you're going to win the round. This should be 7-5.
I mean, it's the last round. Use what you got, right? And they've got 4 ults sat ready and waiting. So this is going to be the Clowns round, unless something bizarre happens.
Nice play.
He's going to go round elbow, but there's nowhere he can go. I think he's smelt off around there as well. And of course, yeah, why not just throw the Viper ult? It's not going to work out though. Going to go for the push. ShaDowBurn. Got so many knives he could throw out there. He's going to try and smoke off the long, but as expected. How did they get a thrifty for that?
I probably only had a share from the beginning. I would imagine, because they didn't have like
one of them did. I'm going to say it was pretty most of them were in a full buy.
Oh yeah, I mean last round you got to.
Yeah, but that's why I was confused why they got a thrifty. Okay.
So let's see, like pretty much look at that, 99977. Like
yeah,
that's everyone playing well.
7-5 then is the halftime score. Obosrenkalis turn to attack. How will they do it? This is what we were talking about. They've got the Jet. The Jet is built for attack. The Sage is built for defense. So kind of both benefits both teams here going into this, with Clowns obviously working well with the Sage. And we'll see what ShaDowBurn can bring to the table. Any of those flashy plays that he was known for in his Overwatch days.
So an early 3-man hold towards B as well out of Clowns. Leaving the Sage and the Breach just to play for retake and or play slow. Or to just slow down the attacking side. But again, there's still a lot of utility. The curveball is going to be huge. Good little Spy cam gives the information in towards winners. They don't have to peek into it. They're going to lose the camera, but there's the paint shells coming through. Also the trap wire. So some good damage already being done. You can see that's going to be Tulip already to fall. Look at this just control they have in general.
Yeah.
Like the amount of smokes coming down, at least for the defending side.
This is what I wanted to see. Heavy utility, especially in a pistol round where it can be so beneficial because obviously you can punish. There's not a great deal to come back at. Yeah, ShaDowBurn will catch him in the head, but he will get taken down. Still fairly even as they try and push in on sight. Oh my word, that's just completely turned around. And I don't really know who's at fault for that, because that's clearly someone not holding an angle that's just pushed through, and they've just been caught out in the grinder from both sides.
I think that was from window and from B long. I mean, their attention was definitely forward-facing. Maybe they didn't expect the flanks to come in as quick as they did. I actually didn't see how he got around towards long. I would imagine it was like through teleporter, and then he ran around or something like that. I mean, the thing is, like, for them on the attack, I feel like they use so much utility to hit with that they have nothing to defend with thereafter. And with the comp, I feel like the defenders that the Clowns are using, they're going to play for retakes. They don't need to play for that initial hold. They don't have as many duelists, so you can't really afford to do that. And we're, again, seeing the Sheriff spot up. I mean, as long as you stay above 1,500, you're fine, because you're going to be able to buy up your armor and your Vandal or Phantom, but you can't really buy abilities behind it.
Let's see how this plays out. They've got a triple stack on B site, so there's the toxic screen going down. Tulip, and of course there's Spectres doing some serious work. As you know, pushing through the trap wire like that is just, it's never really going to net you any results, is it? Especially when there's Spectres and they triple stack the site.
I mean, they have a jet, so like if there are any trap wires, you just dash through it. You know, you hit your tailwind, you go straight through the traps, you destroy them with that, and then you allow the push to come through so you don't get slowed up and potentially shot up. But it's this three-man defense that's really catching them off guard, and to be fair, it caught me off guard. I was expecting them to lean maybe a little bit more A-heavy, but at the same rate, B site is harder to retake than A.
Yeah, they're triple stacking again, so reading into it. Maybe going to get that cyber cage. Yeah, the cyber cages are down. So setting it up at windows. So basically defending long, setting up is the standard Cypher setup, right? And again, this also leads to the fact that Obosrenkalis didn't have a Cypher on their team. So Clowns actually are really geared for defense. Yeah. So they'll be delighted the fact they came out 7-5 on the half in the lead. And that puts Obosrenkalis in trouble. Ferrari peaked down already. The Sova picked off. As he looks towards the A. The spike is still being very cautious. That's a headshot they wanted there. Beta leveling things up.
Well, they got them split now 2 and 2. The toxic screen out of Viper, I'm not fully sure what that's going to give you. If anything, it's kind of like a fake, right?
Yeah.
So to make them think they're going towards A. Sage is going to have to peek over towards lamps. And if you do that, you die. Well, you give up the entire site. So they're going to barrel down on the B site. Raze is still going to be here, but Omen's already low on HP. They just got to hit their shots here, more importantly. They're, again, trying to section it off now with the Phoenix.
Gets one down. Yakotashi has been picked off, though, but HulkzteN's there. Beta finds another Toffij down, so pretty even. They're going for a last-minute rotate. 20 seconds on the clock. This is going to be after a straight-up race, though. And it is a 2v1, but although, granted, not a lot of hit points on the Omen. Sat ready and waiting. Trying to go for the flash. Knows exactly where it's going to be, but Beta, again, lands himself the shot absolutely on point with the Guardian in that round. I feel that's a round they shouldn't have won. I feel it's a round they shouldn't have won. I thought Clowns had that one at the start, but Beta, in the end, made the difference for Obosrenkalis.
The teleporter, like that's why it's so hard to like rotate players towards the B site. It's because if they go towards B and draw your attention, well, hey, they can teleport and go right straight back towards A site. And I think that's why we're seeing the three-man stack be over there for the Clowns, because they realize, well, we can get back towards A as quick as we need to and kind of take that position away from them. Again, the toxic string goes down to cut off the site down the middle. And have the Jet and the Viper to push towards Bass, and Sova just sitting back to make sure they don't push out towards short. And look how it's made the defenders play. Like, technically, they'll have no information towards short. Like, you can easily... Well, I don't think the... Yeah, Toxic String is not really in the position to get a spike plant, but you have no info. if that screen comes up. You're playing blind.
Bailey's choosing to stick with the Guardian, so just trying to build their economy on the attacking side. Drawing the attention as much as he can. We can see, obviously, the 4-stack, and as you said about the short, there's not a great deal of information play over there. There is only the 2 players as well. So while Bayliss continues to keep them busy in window, they are looking and waiting for the Sage Wall to go down. The second that Sage Wall goes down, they're going to execute a play. Looks like the Viper's going to be the one pushing out of showers. And it's a triple stack here. Coming through. Oh, one nade right there would have done the job, but it doesn't matter. ShaDowBurn peeks through and instantly finds the headshot. That opens up, and he gives the freedom for the man in showers. Doesn't matter. He's already rotated back, picked up the spike. They're pushing back onto site. Hayden's taken down, though, from Heaven. As he's dropped down into Heaven, there comes the flames down. Toffij gets a second on Ferrari Peak. And now this attack is starting to crumble a little bit. There comes from behind. Beta's got to do the work, but Tulip has absolutely, completely undone them along with Toffij. And that has gone horribly wrong. Beta will get one down. There's 5 seconds on the clock. He's just about got time to get the plant off, but not when Toffij comes and gets his 4th frag of the game. Beautifully done.
So confusing. I mean, you have the Blaze out of Phoenix to put up a wall. You have the talking screen out of Viper to put up a wall. And yet Toffij was just able to get one-on-one aim battles. Like when you push through lamps like that, and you're in the 1v1, it's almost a 50-50. I would almost say that Sage should be able to win that, considering the position you're in, and obviously the angles you're going to have to watch out for when you wrap around. So we're going to see a couple of these trap wares. I know you guys in chat want to see exactly where they're going to be going. I like that first one. And again, something, if you guys are Cypher players out there, or if you want to be Cypher players, something that's really important to do when playing him is to make sure you put the trap wire down at the correct height, where you can't jump over it and you can't crouch under it. So they have to destroy it or run through it. And he's been able to do that with the one over towards long B. That's going to be the ultimate being used to get in towards the back lines out of Omen.
So as Bayless has gone back there.
Look at their arrows
coming in.
They're all like watching towards their spawn, and once that teleport went off.
Bladestorm ready to go. Beta doing what he can to distract, and he may well be able to catch off. It's going to be... there we go. Toffij down. The man that got 4 kills in the last round does get taken down, and that cuts them off from A's side. And it's actually drawing Brimstone towards them at spawn, so it's actually left 2 on site. Yakotashi has done what he can, but well, okay, the Ghost in action from Hayden doing the job. And they get through on site. They still haven't cleared the site, though. Finally, Ferrari Peak will do that. And now the spike plant goes down. The last man is Breach, and he's on the full wraparound through window. But you can see Omen sat ready and waiting.
They're low health. I mean, it technically is winnable. He's got 1 flashpoint left. Oh my gosh, that was an aim lab shot if I have ever seen it. The 2 last players on red health as well. With the flashpoint coming through, he's going to have the aftershock at the fault line, but he's got so many angles to cover, and he gets the first, but Hayden will clean it up.
Oh, I tell you what.
Expensive, though, for them.
There was a moment where Hayden crossed the line of fire, and that could have easily been a quick double headshot.
Yeah.
That was very close to going Clown's way. But Thompson, get it right eventually, Obosrenkalis do come out on top of the round. 10-7, their lead trail, though, with the Clowns now going to be hurting a little bit economy-wise, and it will be an eco coming out this time for them, and you can see they're stacking over on B site. Well, unfortunately for them, Obosrenkalis are making an A play.
There's no one watching this. This is a clean take. They're going to be flanking from behind, though. Omen's going to spot them out. Bader, he should have just a shooting gallery, but there you go. The Sheriff comes in for the quick headshot. The A side now going to be pushed as they realize the flank had come in. I mean, if the defenders, you're hoping to win this, you're hoping to, but you don't really have the weaponry to pull it off. You shouldn't. Oh, that's a little bit of a miss.
Yeah, Forsaken didn't quite land that one. Could be important, could cost them. Toffij got taken down. There is one up in Heaven, which I don't think they're looking at, actually. I don't think they're expecting him up there. So he's maybe snuck in unseen as he gets himself the one with the flash there, working well for the Breach, but will get taken down. That's a nice bit of work. Suddenly there's one man standing. The Viper in a 2v1 should never really be working for him. Nice work there as they push him. He's just completely out. He's going to get stuck in the corner and will get taken down. That right there is a thrifty. That is a massive, massive fail from Obosrenkalis.
That's tough. You had the A side open. You had 3 men flanking from behind you. You only get the 1 kill. Yeah, rough times. I mean, obviously well done with the initial kill. I mean, HulkzteN, he gets the first shot off onto the Omen, right? He actually opens up for them to pick up one of the weapons and then to really fight their way through. Even the Rolling Thunder being committed to make sure there's no way they could be peeked. I kind of like this camera position, actually. Because obviously, you don't want to lose it early on because you have to wait for 30 seconds to be able to throw it back down. But holding it up there, I mean, you're not going to be able to see them coming into window. That's the one downside. But if you have Raze playing there, I guess it doesn't matter. If you have, you know, Brimstone holding that angle, it's not going to matter too much. But this is where things get interesting, right? We have the operator for ShaDowBurn. We've heard how good he can be on this weapon. But is it going to be good enough?
Well, ShaDowBurn, time for one of those highlight plays, I think, because at 11-7 and just about, I think they put everything into this round. I think if they lose this round, they're going to be going into possible match point on an eco, which is not what anybody wants. Edging round, talking about that camera position, the nade coming out, the painted shells into window. Has that kind of given their position away a little too early? I'm not too sure. Will come across. Beta will get found out. And that's going to be quickly caught out. Raze on Ferrari peak. Nothing you can do about that one. Hayden, though, coming through with the Bucky. That's just about the only kill they're going to get in the round. And as I was talking about, eco-wise, let's have a look. I don't think they're going to have a lot. No, they aren't. It's going to be a very cheap round for them, and they're going to have to buy what they can because this is looking like match point. It is just a best of 1 as well. We're not in the best of 3s until we hit the quarterfinals, and they're up against a double op setup with a single Spectre and a Sheriff.
Where's the Hunter's Fury? Or where's just the Aldrone in general? Like the strategy we've seen used quite a bit is you Aldrone in, and your team follows it behind, or at least one player follows it from behind. So when you do use it as like a way to move out ahead, people are going to be aiming a lot higher than they typically would, or you make them change up the angle they're going to be holding, or you just tell your teammate, hey, they're there, and they come out and get a kill. And we're finally seeing the Aldrone used. Okay, so this is exactly what I was talking about.
I think it's the first Aldrone we've seen.
I almost feel like it is.
Yeah.
And there's no one even there holding the site. Sage is pushing behind them. They're wasting ultimates now on towards the site. The Sage, oh, this is going to be brutal coming in from behind. The Viper's Pit being used as well to help cover off the different positions. They charge into spawn. And Hayden now only has pulled off the run it back. Spike will go down. The Sage has fallen, actually. Ferrari gets a massive kill to stop the flank, but the Raze will still be there as well.
We'll find it. Beta gets the HulkzteN down. I've not got his name right all game long. Yakotashi, though, does find ShaDowBurn. It's a bit of a mess on site, to be honest, with the Viper hit down there. Hayden and Forsaken both taken down on site. Where are you going, Beta? Where are you going?
The Spike's on the other side!
You've just left your Spike. I was just thinking that. He's managed to find Tulip, though, but is the DP going to come through? Doesn't matter, because the shot will. And a very interesting choice of ult at the end there. Not too sure.